Looking back to the last time you traveled, how did you get there? Did you travel by plane, cruise, bus, or train? Regardless, you managed to get there through the help of transportation. With existing various transportation of services, nowadays people use available methods to get them to their desired destination. It can be seen that transportation is very important to support tourism. Let's take a look of the types of transportation and factors considering transportation services. We have airlines. It is the fastest mode of transport, but the cost of its operation is very high and thus it is suitable only for rich passengers, mails, and light and costly cargoes. Cost of operating airlines is very high, and so freight cost is very high as compared to sea transport. It is difficult to carry bulky awkwardly shaped goods. It is also very risky in case of accident. It is controlled by climatic conditions, thus bad weather leads to uncertainty in its timetable. A cruise ship is a luxurious vessel that is used to take passenger on a pleasure voyage, and a journey that is as much a part of the experience as various destinations on the way. The majority of all cargo delivered in the world is transported by sea. The technical features of cargo vessels make it possible to carry crude oil, petroleum products, chemical industry products, condensed gas, raw materials, equipment, cars, livestock, and many other types of cargo. Bus, any of class of large self-propelled wheeled vehicles that are designed to carry passengers, generally on a fixed route. Bus transport system refers to bus system that serve populated areas on fixed routes and schedules, available to all interested users and charging a published set of fares. When the bus services cater to the needs of urban areas on a regular basis, they are referred as bus transit, though the total transport systems are composed of many. Taxi refers to for-hire automobile travel supplied by private companies. Taxi service is an important transportation option that meets a variety of needs, including basic mobility in emergencies, general transportation for non-drivers, and mobility for tourists and visitors. Cost of transportation. When selecting the best and most suitable transport for exportation of products, the budget is most important consideration. Costs vary based on the type and amount of goods needed to be transported. It is important to keep in mind that the cost of transport influences the cost of goods. If heavy or bulky products are being transported over a long distance inland, then rail transport is the most economical. Land transport, typically by trucks, is the best suited for small amount of goods being transported over short distances, as it also saves packing and handling costs. The cheapest mode of transport is water transport, albeit the slowest too, but most suited for heavy or bulky goods that needs to be transported over long distances. Where time is not an important factor, air transport is the best option for transportation of perishable, fragile, and valuable goods, even though it is the most expensive. Safety is another crucial factor influencing the selection of mode of transport. Is the safety and security of goods in transit. Land transport is more preferred to railway transport because the losses are less. From the safety point of view, sea transport is the most risky as water transport exposes the goods to the perils of sea, and the long duration of travel adds to the risk factor. Certain types of packaging also help safeguarding the goods in transit and are highly recommended, but they do not influence the cost as well. Some goods also require special facilities such as refrigeration or special security measures that need to be taken into consideration when selecting a mode of transport.
Transportation. Transportation refers to systems which are designed to move people and goods. It provides people with access to what they value and need to live their lives, build economies, and interact with the environment. Transportation is the backbone of a global network that trades over 18 trillion worth of goods and moves the world's population over 81 trillion kilometers every year. The system also impacts the climate. As of 2015, transportation accounted for 23% of the world's greenhouse gas emissions. One way to understand this complex system is by breaking it down into 3 different components: mode, fuel type, and technology. Modes of transportation allow people and goods to move across air, land, and sea. People often move by human power, cars, and planes, while goods are transported by truck, rail, or ship. Fuel is the crucial element that propels the transportation system. The primary fuel types are derived from human power, renewable fuels, and fossil fuels. Different fuels, and how they are consumed, have distinct impacts on the climate and our air quality. When petroleum products are burned in vehicle engines, they release energy, but they also release greenhouse gases and other pollutants. Currently, 95% of transportation is fueled by petroleum. However, other fuels like electricity and biofuels are becoming increasingly prevalent as we adopt new technologies. Technology refers to what the vehicle uses to move, like an internal combustion engine in a gas car or an electric motor in an electric vehicle. Technologies vary greatly in efficiency. Efficiency determines how much of the fuel is actually used to propel a vehicle versus energy lost in the process. For instance, an average gasoline-fueled car is 25% efficient, meaning that 75% of the fuel used does not go into propelling the vehicle, but instead is lost as heat or other energy expenditures. When analyzing transportation options, it's important to consider what's possible with different combinations of modes, fuels, and technologies. One way to think about the climate impact of transportation is to calculate the amount of emissions per person or goods being transported. There is great potential for reducing our environmental impact by changing the mode of transport we use, or when possible, by choosing options that require little to no transportation at all, like eating local food or telecommuting. Since transportation is such an important factor of global carbon emissions, governments and companies around the world are increasingly looking to innovate. On the rise at the moment are biofuels, electric vehicles, mass transportation, and even new types of freight ships. Different types of infrastructure, such as roads, railways, airports, and fueling stations, are essential to supporting transportation systems. Ensuring that these systems are also safe, clean, affordable, comfortable, efficient, and reliable is also critical in determining how they take shape in different parts of the world. That's transportation.